So this is the controller cleaner first progression video. I've decided that I'll quickly have webcam and all that to quickly explain some general ideas with the project. Essentially, this is a continuation of my game field project, but done for my masters. And whereas that one was all about the disassembly with the controller, this game will be focused entirely on the um, cleaning, repairing, and testing. So, testing would be about playing a game on this little TV over here for the player to test their controller inputs. And for that, you'll need the repairing and cleaning to be working as well. So, cleaning would be the simple nature of having a dirty spot that you wipe off with a cotton earbud with some isopropyl alcohol. Once that's cleaned or whatever like that, the repairing is basically like the resoldering loose connections. But when they're fixed and such, the input works on the TV in testing mode. Um, as well as if you start but don't finish the cleaning and such, then there's a chance your inputs will drift but sometimes work. And then if you don't touch them at all, then they don't work at all. That's the plan for the general mechanics with the whole TV testing functionality and whatever like that. That's another instance of getting some reason to want to fully fix your controller because you can actually play the 2D game properly. Um, and then some other general things here and there. But as you can see in the project, we have currently done the setup compared to the previous time where this project was all about a gray world space that you just look around with a controller. This is now an actual like living room space and such. I don't think for now I'm going to bother at all with getting an outside stuff like that. That's not important. What is important is explaining what this is. So basically, this area here will be your little workspace to work on with the controller. So that'll be where all the disassembly, repairing, cleaning is. And then when you hit a button to go into test mode, you move over to here, load the game on the TV, test it out. The functionality for it is almost set up and such. It's just that I need to actually get a thing to do the activation as well as getting an actually, 2D actor. Because right now there isn't actually a 2D actor, 2D game to play underneath the map yet. Because that's the other idea about this is that it's a rendered texture system that goes ahead and gets the camera from a track camera. That track camera is tracking a 2D game below the map. Over here, of course, is the same mod experience that you kind of understand from controller disassembly, but with the additions of the repairing and cleaning. The main difference I want to mention right now, though, is that whenever I hit play, the frame rate may not reflect what I'm currently seeing. I'm seeing a smooth experience. OBS just sometimes gets a bit finicky. But we have these 3 light sources to shine on the bottom of the controller, because initially when I was doing my method of things with the gray world is that this camera had the directional light on it facing forward so that it would always be shining correctly, whatever like that. Now that we actually have a directional light in the world, we can't necessarily do that properly. So I thought, why not just try doing a different method, because just having a spotlight on the camera facing it was it didn't work that well. So I decided this method, which works well enough. You can still see everything you need to do. And the base controls is pretty much like as you expect from controller disassembly. And you get to, of course, disassemble the controller apart bit by bit. There may be some functionalities that aren't fully working just yet, but that's mainly because I've just been getting all these things working in a different world and such, but that's the point of this video, to very quickly double check. But I've had to change a lot of the blueprints just a little bit, like with the rotation and such, because the actor's rotation was not actually the way it is right now. But for the most part, it seems to be relatively fine. Okay, that needs to change. but if I hit this again, there we go, and then there we go. It all seems to be relatively fine and working. Ignore those. So yeah, for the most part, this is what I have to show. We're going to be moving on with the actual like mechanics and all that bit further. The idea is again to sort out testing mode first, so that that's all done and a 2D game is there to play. Once the 2D game and all that's there to play, I then need to sort out the actual other things with the controller. My idea is I need to go here because this is where normally in controller disassembly, this is where what happens when you completely separate the controller pieces. I will be readjusting these as well because I don't want them to just go like that. I want it to move onto the table for now, makes it better and such. So that will require a lot of finicky tweaking and such. But when those are done, yes, this area needs to adjust. So instead of spawning the big button to go into like, reconnect mode instantly, we needed to actually instead initialize the whole cleaning and repairing mode, as well as giving a button on the side for testing, which similar to how I did the big red button, I'm probably just going to do it again, but with a test button. That seems like the better way of going about it for me. Another big reason why I'm doing testing mode first is that it allows me to make sure that everything's set up with all of those mechanics with the 2D game. Because the other thing I'm doing is the 2D character will be not using this controller asset. Instead, information from this controller, based on what's been cleaned and that, actually passes through to another actor that would be another controller. From there, we have all the extra stuff like that. The other thing, of course, would be future little additions. Would be that whenever you're pressing down those inputs, it actually presses down the controller in the world space and such. Those are just small bonus things to work on afterwards, but right now it's all about getting the functionality sorted out. So I hope that this is enough for me to quickly go ahead and summarize. And yes, next week I'm hoping to get the 2D game aspect working roughly. Not that it's going to be a good 2D game for now, it'll be a simple NES style platformer, simple thing like that. But we'll see. Anyway, that should be all for this video.